Hello there everybody, how is it going and how have you been? I am EuclideanSqd, and welcome back to Duel Links. Now, I know that I missed the last couple of events. It was, I think it was Fantastic Pegasus and a Duelist Chronicles GX. Technically the Duelist Chronicles did feature like a new story arc, or it covered a different season of the GX anime compared to the ones that we've had before. But I didn't produce a video on either of those events for two main reasons. One, because there just wasn't all that new to them. Like, I think in both cases the only real new thing was like 2 cards each. And additionally, my schedule was just really busy, and anytime that I did have to record, I was really tired and just didn't really feel like doing it, so I just kind of said I'll skip both of those. But I'm definitely doing a video on this because Duel Links has just updated to version 4.0, and with it we have a brand new Duel World. Specifically one that is based on the Dark Side of Dimensions movie, which I haven't seen. I only heard about like a few months ago when I just happened to see it like come up on like a discussion somewhere. Like, I think I saw it on like TV Tropes or something. And I'm a bit confused about why this movie is getting its own special Duel World, considering a huge number of the characters in it are apparently just the regular first series characters, like Kaiba and Yugi and Joey and all them. I don't get it. I've done some research and it looks like there's only 3 characters available at the moment, but weird design decision. But then again, they also made Lumis and Umbra and Arcana like playable characters, so I guess Konami has a reason for it. I don't know what it is, but regardless, in order to unlock the Dark Side of Dimension worlds, you first have to reach at least Stage 7 in the regular Duel World. I more than blew past that. And once you get to Stage 7, the special event duel against Yami Yugi will show up. Now, I have not done this, specifically because I wanted to catch this sort of thing on camera. I'm not going to read the dialogue, I'm just going to let it play out in the background, but specifically, I was avoiding it just in case there's any kind of special CG animation or whatever, and I kind of wanted to catch that. But basically, once this special Yami Yugi shows up, all you technically have to do is beat him in a duel, and you should just unlock Dark Side of Dimensions. So once this dialogue gets out of the way... Oh, I was going to do it with Kaiba, since while I was researching the new world, I know that like the movie version of Kaiba is the character you start as, so I thought, how fitting, I'll go in with Kaiba, but apparently you're forced to use Yugimoto with a special dex, so let's go ahead and take a look at the deck, I guess. It's alright, it's a very powerful deck, so if I lose, I'm going to be very surprised at myself. We have the level 8 Silent Magician, level 7 Silent Swordsman, the special Silent Swordsman that is special summoned by tributing a warrior type monster, gains 500 attack every standby phase, negates spell cards, same with Silent Magician who negates spell cards. This is a crazy powerful deck. Okay. So pretty easy entry requirements, it seems. Let's go ahead and duel. And like I said, I haven't actually seen the movie that this new Duel World is based off of. From what I understand, it primarily focuses on Kaiba and I guess his, like, unresolved ego of Yami Yugi going away at the end of the original series. Like, I guess Kaiba's just furious he could never take his King of Games title back, and so tries to go after Yami Yugi the Pharaoh somehow. I don't know. Let's see, what do I want to do? Neither of these are particularly good cards to start with, but I'll go ahead and play the level 4, since she will immediately gain a spell counter and go up to 1500 instead of staying at 1000. And he just goes to a 2000 right away. But I have the Broken Monster Reborn, so I could have just played a Swords of Revealing Light, I guess, but let's go ahead and use this, steal the Tricky that he discarded. Let's play... yeah, let's do this. Let's play a Silent Swordsman. And then we'll use the Swords of Revealing Light to keep him from attacking. Destroy the 2 Trickies, let the Silent Swordsman attack directly. Yami Yugi isn't allowed to attack back. doesn't even play anything. So we'll go ahead, level up Silent Swordsman to level 5. And then go ahead and use the Silent Sword / Quick Play spell, giving the Silent Swordsman 1500 extra attack points, and attack directly for game. Okay. Even with what I thought it was a below average starting hand, pretty handy win. And I guess this is supposed to emulate the final duel of the original series, which, spoilers for, good lord, like an almost 20-year-old anime series, I think. Basically, for Yami Yugi / Atem / the Pharaoh to proceed into the afterlife, regular Yugi had to beat him. Kind of heartstring tugging scene of friends saying goodbye aside, Kaiba apparently didn't take too kindly to his true rival, which he believed to be the Pharaoh, going away and never giving him a proper duel, I guess. So, more dialogue. Come on. Didn't show his name in game, but I could have sworn in the anime episode he did say Atem. At least I think he did. It's been years since I've seen it. Maybe I got it wrong. But regardless, once you do that event mission, claim your free 20 gems, and we unlock the movie version of Kaiba and the Dark Side of Dimension World as a result. Here we go. This is the sort of thing that I was anticipating would come with unlocking this new Duel World. Oh, Kaiba's got a space station, okay. Studying the Millennium Puzzle, I suppose. I think the biggest thing that makes this movie-based world seem weird is, aside from being based on just the movie, apparently, like, it feels like there's still a whole bunch of characters for, like, at least the 5D's Duel World for them to introduce. Don't know why they'd suddenly jump to this weird mini-world, I guess? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Okay, interesting background music at least. Neat little thing there that the Duel Links system recognized Kaiba as the owner of it. So I think in the canon of the game, Kaiba is technically the one who created the Duel Links Duel World thing. I don't know, it's not that important. Anyway, we got slightly detailed up Kaiba. Interesting thing on his arm. Neuron system? I'm guessing that ties back into the movie. Or it's using movie logic to explain how these characters are playing in a virtual world, I guess. Or I guess this specific Duel World? I don't know. It's a talk between Kaiba and his suck-up of an AI. Ooh, we got a nice alternate art Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's kind of cool. And just like the other sort of stage, or not stages, the other new Duel Worlds, it has its own separate stage level compared to everywhere else. And like I mentioned, there are currently 2 other characters that I know of, at least since the last time I researched it. And now the first one I know of will unlock when I get to, I think, either stage 5 or 6. I'm going to try and get there as quick as possible so that I can talk about him in the second half of this episode. I don't think I'll be able to unlock the 3rd character just because the unlock requirements are kind of crazy. But I'm just bringing this up really quick. This is not going to be a 2-part video so much as it's going to be recorded in 2 parts and then stuck together in editing. Mainly because I have to get up early tomorrow morning, and I don't think I can really spend all that much time trying to get to the first of the 2 other characters. But regardless, stage missions, they start off simple, just like in all the other worlds. It's probably going to be kind of like this for a little bit. I'm hoping I can quickly shoot through to stage 5 or 6 and get the other character, but won't know. And, as usual, you get an icon for unlocking the character, and bonus gems for getting them to certain levels. So let's go ahead and check out. Let's just check out Movie Kaiba, I guess I'll call him. I don't know. DSOD sounds a little bit weird to say, but I don't want to keep saying Dark Side of Dimensions over and over again, so I'll just keep calling him Movie Kaiba. To start with, as usual, kind of garbage deck. But we do have this really pretty Blue Eyes card. I really like the art on that. That looks so nice. Alright, anyway. Start with any skills? No, he does not start with any skills. Alright. So, let's go ahead and take a look at his level up rewards, I guess. So, at level 3, we will get Induced Explosion, a regular trap card. When a card you control is destroyed by a spell effect, except during the damage step, target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it. During either player's turn, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, when a card you control is destroyed by a spell effect, except during the damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it. Okay. This is actually kind of interesting because it doesn't specify it has to be your opponent's spell effect, and I know there are a couple of like spell cards like Double Cyclone and Parallel Twister, I think are their names, where you can destroy your own card and take out an opponent's card at the same time. So I guess with Induced Explosion you kind of get a 2-for-1 deal. Whatever the card like Double Cyclone targets, and then whatever you want to target with Induced Explosion. Kind of a cool trap. Moving on, at level 4 we get Ultimate Dragons. Alright, what does Ultimate Dragons do? Oh, he's got a whole lot of new skills. Alright. Ultimate Dragons. At the beginning of the duel, add Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to your extra deck. Okay. Oh, so I saw what Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is when I was researching this new world. Primarily, I just wanted to see what the character unlock requirements were and how easily I could do them, but I saw some weird looking cards in Kaiba's deck and I couldn't help but take a look. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is scary, and I'm kind of surprised that they gave us access to it. It is effectively like a new version of Blue Eyes Ultimate, hence the name. Kind of like how you have like Celtic Guardian and Obnoxious Celtic Guardian, for example. But basically, this is a level 12 Light Dragon fusion with 4,500 attack and 3,800 defense. It is fused with 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, although you can use 1 fusion substitute if you so wish. And additionally, at the end of the damage step, if this is the only face-up card you control and this fusion summoned card attacked, you can send 1 Blue Eyes fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard and it can attack again in a row. You can use this effect of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon up to twice per turn. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue Eyes monster you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So in other words, I just clicked with the wrong mouse, sorry about that. you can basically send the old Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to the graveyard to let this thing attack twice. And additionally, if it is ever destroyed, and you have new Blue Eyes out, and your opponent tries to target that, you can banish Neo Blue Eyes from your graveyard, negate that card effect, and destroy that as well. This thing just seems a little too powerful, especially considering what sort of loopholes the metagame is able to find with certain cards. I mean, to be fair, considering it's constrained to a skill, which means you're only ever going to have one copy, and you have to use that skill to have the copy, I guess that kind of keeps it from being too overpowered, but I mean, still feels a little scary. Anyway, moving on from that, level 7 we get Dragon's Fighting Spirit. Quick play spell, target one dragon type monster you control that was special summoned at this turn. For each monster your opponent currently controls that was special summoned this turn, it gains one additional attack during each battle phase this turn. For each monster your opponent currently controls that was special summoned at this turn. That condition makes me think that this card is not that great. Because your opponent's monsters would have had to be special summoned during your turn, and there's not a lot of times that's going to happen. I mean, in some situations it will, like I suppose if your opponent uses a spell card to play a bunch of tokens, or uses a trap to revive a monster, you get a free extra attack, but you can also only use this on a dragon type monster that you special summon at this turn. So I don't think it's that good. I'm not sure. Anyway, level 10, we get Countergate. Regular trap card. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, negate the attack, and if you do, draw one card. Then if it is a monster, immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon it in face-up attack position. That's a great trap card. That is a fantastic trap card. Because you don't have to have just drawn the monster to negate the attack. This will always negate the attack, and then if you happen to draw a monster, you can normal summon it. This is a fantastic trap. I want more copies of this. Oh, and I just noticed that there seems to be a synopsis of movie Kaiba's motivations right here, so if you want to read it, there you go. Anyway, continuing on, level 11 we get another Dragon's Fighting Spirit. Level 13 we get Heavy Starter, which is not a new skill, but I don't think it's one I've covered. There's not many characters get it. I say, apparently a lot of them get it. Heavy Starter. If you have 3 or more level 5 or higher monsters with different names in your deck, you'll have an improved chance of having a level 5 or higher monster in your starting hand. Very straightforward skill. Level 14 we get another Induced Explosion. 16 we get another Countergate. 18 another Dragon's Fighting Spirit. Level 20 we get Alternative Evolution. Alright, what does this one do? Alternative Evolution. Select one monster you control with 3,000 or more attack whose original name is Blue Eyes White Dragon. The selected monster becomes Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Skill can only be used once per duel. Alright, this is another scary card that I saw that the AI Kaiba has. Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Level 8 Light Dragon monster, 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by revealing Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. You can only special summon a Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon once per turn this way. This card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while it is on the field or in the graveyard. And once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. However, the card cannot declare an attack during the turn this card is activated, or this effect is activated. So basically, with Blue Eyes Alternative, you can either just attack or just pick an opponent's monster and destroy it. Don't really have to worry about the special summoning unless you find some way of like recovering it back to your hand. Just because the way that the skill works, you have to target like a regular Blue Eyes, and that this transforms it into Blue Eyes Alternative. So you basically have to have summoned a regular Blue Eyes normally, and there are plenty of support cards for helping you do that, but it's that whole once per turn you can target a monster your opponent controls and just destroy it thing that's kind of scary. Moving on, level 21, our third Induced Explosion. Level 23, our third Countergate. Level 25, we get Crystal Avatar. Continuous trap card. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, if its attack is greater than or equal to your life points, special summon this card in attack position as an effect monster. A light warrior type that is level 4 with unknown attack and 0 defense. Special summon this card in attack position as an effect monster that has attack equal to your life points, then change the attack target to this card. If this card summoned this way is destroyed by battle, after damage calculation, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. Okay, so basically if you would take a death blow, this card summons itself as a monster with your amount of life points left. So it will basically, well, unless your opponent's monster has double the amount of life points you do, this thing will basically keep you from dying. You'll still take some damage, but it will keep you from losing the duel. And then it deals the amount of life points you had as effect damage back to your opponent. That's actually kind of a cool card, honestly. Wonder if you get any more copies. Doesn't look like it, because at level 30 we get Deep Eyes White Dragon. Okay. Level 10 Light Dragon, no attack and defense. When a face-up Blue Eyes monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, and you have a Dragon-type monster in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, inflict 600 damage to your opponent for each Dragon-type monster with different names in your graveyard. Alright? So basically, if you lose a Blue Eyes, you can special summon Deep Eyes, and then hit your opponent with some effect damage. If this card is normal or special summoned, target a Dragon-type monster in your graveyard. This card's attack becomes equal to that monster's. Alright? So, you lose your Blue Eyes, you special summon Deep Eyes, goes up to 3000 attack because you can just target the Blue Eyes that you just lost. And finally, if this card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Okay then. Another kind of scary card. Man, Movie Kai does not seem to be messing around. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of his abilities. So, we know what Life Point Boost Alpha does. He's got some draw senses. He's got Beatdown. Here we go. Scorns of Ultimate Defeat. Oh, good lord, what are these? Can be used on turn 6 and onward. Add one Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon to the top of your deck. In addition, add Chaos Form to your hand from outside of the deck if your opponent controls monsters with 3500 or higher defense. That is a weird secondary effect. Alright, what the hell are these things? So, Chaos Form, Ritual Spell card. This card can be used to ritual summon any Chaos or Blackluster Soldier ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field, and or banish Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician from your graveyard, whose total levels exactly equal the level of the Chaos or Blackluster Soldier ritual monster you ritual summon. Okay. And then Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon is scary looking. It's like, looks like what happens if you fuse Blue Eyes White Dragon with Godzilla. Jeez Louise. Level 8 Dark Dragon, ritual monster, 4000 attack, no defense. You can ritual summon this card with Chaos Form, must be ritual summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways, cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict double piercing battle damage to your opponent. Alright, so basically has to be destroyed in battle, can't ever be forcefully switched into defense mode, so you don't have to worry about stuff like enemy controllers or anything like that. Can technically be weakened by something like Wall of Disruption, so you do have to be careful about that, but that's impressive. That's an impressive monster. The only problem with the skill is obviously you have to have your opponent, like, the only way you get the ritual spell to summon this thing is if your opponent has a total of 3500 or more defense. Which is a very weird thing. Actually, I'm not even sure because, like, looking at the wording, it says if your opponent controls monsters with 3,500 or higher defense. It doesn't say total. I'm assuming it means total, but it may be saying that your opponent has to specifically have one monster with over 3,500 defense. So I'm not sure. It's a cool ability, but until I actually get a chance to experiment with it, I don't know how good it is. So yeah, we looked at Ultimate Dragons, we looked at Alternative Evolution, Dragonic Rebirth, and no, spoiler for the character that I'm going to be trying to unlock, Mokuba Kaiba from the movie. Anyway, Dragonic Rebirth can be used on turn 4 and onward. Add a Dragon-type monster with the same level as the number of turns that have passed from your graveyard to your hand. The skill can only be used once per duel. Alright. So, recover Blue Eyes if it's turn 8, but if it's turn 7 or 9, you can't. So, ideally, you'd want to have, like, a level 7 and a level 8 dragon in your deck, just so you can kind of get that other option in case you have to start the duel. Doesn't seem like that great of a skill. And Dragonic Reincarnation. Send one level 7 or higher dragon-type monster from your hand to your graveyard. Then add one level 4 light dragon-type monster to your hand from your graveyard. Skill can only be used once per duel. Alright, so swaps out like you could discard your Blue Eyes and recover like White Stone of the Ancients, for example. So, alright, that one's a bit better, but anyway. And then Life Point Boost Omega. So, yeah, very much Blue Eyes focused, obviously a thing for Kaiba. But to continue on, trying to think here. So, like I mentioned earlier, there is probably going to be a cut coming up. There's a few more things I want to show off before I actually do that cut, but yeah, I'm going to be doing my best to unlock, or at least start the unlock process for Mokuba off screen. I don't think I can get the third character unlocked. I will try my best, but if not, I will talk about him in the second part of this video. Yeah, anyway, this video is starting to wind down, so if you don't really care about some other little additions that happen in version 4.0, you can go ahead and just kind of hop ahead a little bit. But if you are interested, there are quite a few gifts to celebrate the release of this new Duel World. Looks like there was some emergency maintenance, which I was completely oblivious to, but so there's a free 100 gems. In addition, up until like the beginning of November, I think it is, they're giving out a whole bunch of card tickets, including a UR Dream ticket, but there's also like prismatic super rares. I think there was an SR UR ticket, I'm not sure, but basically it's, you know, a whole bunch of cool super rares and ultra rares, including quite often previous event exclusive cards are going to be available through these. So basically you get one every time you log in, up to like the whole set of 7 or 8. So they're giving out a whole bunch. There are also some cool promotional game mats and card sleeves. I'm going to go ahead and grab these. I don't think I can actually check and see what they look like here. No, I can't, so I'll try and do that towards the end of this first part. Additionally, we also get this really cool prismatic special art of Dark Magician, which, like, I just noticed how ripped he is. Alright. Didn't think Dark Magician was quite so buff, but alright. Oh, and this actually does remind me, apparently they changed the Dark Magician and Blue Eyes White Dragon summoning animations. So I don't think I'll be able to include those in the video at all, but just like go ahead and check those out if you want. Oh yeah, there's a new structure deck. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. A whole bunch of gems, but specifically what I wanted to talk about next are these things. Skill chips. So these are apparently going to be a new kind of resource, I guess is a good term, that you can acquire by completing bonus objectives and stuff in events. They're going to be given out kind of like gold, how you get gold and like rare jewels and stuff like that. But specifically what you spend skill chips on is a new thing with the card trader. And if you will excuse me while I just grab the last of these tickets. Yep. So the card trader has a new option available. If we go in here, go over to this, we have the skill lottery. So what this is this is basically an alternative means of getting drop skills. So all those skills that when you look at them, they say acquired by beating legendary duel, or acquired as a reward for beating legendary duelists or in the PvP arena. It's those skills that drop at random along with like your cards and your keys and stuff whenever you beat a character duelist. You can go to this skill lottery and exchange gold, super rare jewels, ultra rare jewels, and skill chips to get one of the character's missing skills. Now, specifically, I'm actually going to just back out really quick because there's a notification that explains this. Yep, I will talk about that in a moment. Here. So, like I said, you spend skill chips, gold, and your SR jewels at the trader. When you draw from the skill lottery, you will randomly obtain one of the missing drop skills for the character that you currently are using. And it will be one that you don't already have. So obviously for a character who already has all of their skills unlocked, you can't use the skill lottery on them. But additionally, if, say, you're trying to get a certain skill on Yusei, you have to have Yusei as like your selected character. You can't get any Yusei skills by using the skill lottery as Joey. Additionally, the more skills that that character has unlocked, the cheaper it is in terms of gold and ultra super rare jewels it is to get another skill out of the lottery. So basically, if your character only has 2 drop skills left, it's going to be pretty cheap. If they have like 7 or 8, going to be a little bit expensive, but it looks like it will always cost it'll always cost 100 skill chips. So if you really want to get unlock or drop skills on your other characters, definitely be a little bit more proactive in playing events from here on out. Definitely go after those bonus objectives that get you the skill chips. I don't know specifically what those are going to be. It doesn't say here in the notification. It could be anything. It could be just a reward for playing in the event lotteries. It could be, dueling in the event a certain number of times per day. I don't know. Additionally, some previous event exclusive skills have been, for players that may have missed them, are now available through a lifetime mission. So basically all you have to do is accomplish these objectives and the character will get the corresponding skill. So Jaden can get Neospace by summoning elemental hero Neos 3 times in a single duel using Jaden Yuki. Zork appears for Bakura. You can achieve a win using only Fiend-type monster cards in duels against a level 40 Yami Yugi using Yami Bakura. And Yusei Fudo's tuning skill you get by successfully performing 2 synchro summons in a single duel using Yusei. There are probably some other more recent event exclusive skills that obviously aren't here yet, but if you happen to miss any of these 3 events, you can go ahead and get them now. And finally, that brings me to the final thing, is that there is a new box available. It is, I'm actually kind of blanking on the name right now, Dark Dimension. And there's a new structure deck as well that is based around, I guess, Dark Magician. These will be put in their own video. I'm not going to do them here because this video is already probably going to drag out way too long as it is. But yes, there will be a pack opening and a deck examination and all of that soon. But I want to get this video taken care of first. And like I mentioned, I kind of have to pause the recording / make a cut here just because I can't go recording much longer because I have to get up early tomorrow. So, in the meantime, I'm going to work on getting Mokuba unlocked. You guys won't notice this, but gonna take a little break in the recording here, and we'll be back momentarily. And just like that, I have gotten all of the grinding out of the way to unlock not just the new version of Mokuba, but also the 3rd character unique to this new Dark Side of Dimension movie Duel World place. Basically, to pull the curtain back a little bit, it is now the following night compared to when I recorded the first half of this video. As you've noticed, I am now up to stage 6. Kaiba is now at level 24. I did a lot of grinding just to try and at least get to Mokuba, but I am actually super happy to say that I was able to complete the unlock process for this third character as well. I didn't think I would be, just because they have a very difficult starting requirement, but I was able to find a deck to do that, and I will go talk about that a little bit more. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at the unlock requirements for these two. So for Mokuba is definitely the easier of the two. You just have to get to stage 6. At stage 5, he will start showing up at the gate, but you have to get to stage 6 to actually start unlocking him. And as you can see, the 3 unlock missions are to get a no damage win in a duel against Mokuba using Movie Seto, achieve 2 wins without using any level 3 or lower monster cards using Movie Kaiba, and then just use skills 3 times in Duel World duels. That was really easy, considering I built kind of a high-powered Blue Ice themed deck for Kaiba. I had the skill equipped that puts the regular Blue Eyes Ultimate and Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate in your extra deck right at the beginning of the duel, so the skill is activated right away. And honestly, you can just cheese the no damage win just by dueling a level 10 Mokuba. It's ridiculously easy. So, got him out of the way nice and quick. But this other character is the one that I was actually a little concerned about. This is Scud. I have no idea who they are, and judging by their dialogue and character intro where the game literally made fun of their low intelligence, I'm guessing he's a joke character of some kind. Really doesn't seem to be meant to be taken seriously at the very least, so I mean, I probably would have preferred like I know at the very least there's regular Yugi and then there's like the Pharaoh, so I guess I would have preferred like movie Yugi instead of this random character, but whatever, a character's a character. I'm mainly here for his level up rewards. But anyway, Scud is very annoying to unlock, because to even start the process you have to, and I am not joking about this, banish 300 total cards across all of your duels since unlocking this new Duel World. Now, thankfully, I was able to find a deck recipe on the Duel Links meta website that made the grinding for this a hell of a lot easier. I will include a link to that in the description below. I will also show off my modified version of the deck and kind of talk about it. I'm not going to show it off in the duel just because this video is already probably going to be running long enough as it is. But using that deck, it's still a chore, but it's not nearly as much of a chore as it could be. But regardless, once you banish those 300 cards, it's actually pretty easy to unlock Scud. You basically just have to achieve a quick victory against him, which again, if you're dueling against a level 10, is a piece of cake. Achieve 3 wins with 1,000 or less life points left in duels against him. That's a little bit trickier, but I was able to do it mostly just by letting him like attack for a while at the beginning of the duel by just not playing anything, and then just playing a whole bunch of monsters that were way stronger than his weak stuff, because level 10s rarely have monsters with more than 1,000 attack points, and just crush him at that point. And then successfully performed 3 ritual summons in duels against Scud. Again, similar thing, dueled at level 10, and basically stalled until I drew Contract with the Abyss, which is a ritual spell that lets you ritual summon for any dark monster. The Ritual Raven, which is a monster that if you tribute it for the ritual summon of a dark monster, it can count as the entire tribute. And then just any old dark ritual monster. I picked the Masked Beast, but you could use something like Sorcerer of Black Chaos. At least I think that's what that thing is called. Magician of Black Chaos, that's it. Relinquished. Literally, it works with any dark attribute monster. Really easy to do the unlock missions after you banish those 300 cards. But regardless, let's go ahead and collect all of these rewards. And with that, we will complete the unlock for Mokuba, and I believe that means we get a little cutscene with him. Looking very spiffy in his new suit. Again, not going to read dialogue, but if you want to read it, you can pause the video. Ooh, he has another copy of the new art Blue Eyes too. Oh, and that actually reminds me, while I was performing all of these duels, I found that it isn't so much that Konami changed the summoning animations for Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician, it's more that they added a new one that seems specifically tied to this new art of Blue Eyes White Dragon. So specifically, if you want to see the new animation, you have to play this copy of Blue Eyes. Any of the other copies of Blue Eyes will play the old summoning animation. So, there you go. Alright, that's pretty cool. Then, as usual, we get an icon because we unlocked Mokuba, and we have a mission to get him to level 10, and all the other stuff like card sleeves and game mat, and all other stuff that unlocks along the way. And now for Scud, the joke character. Alright. Go. And yeah, apparently that's what he looks like. Don't really know what to say, because again, I haven't seen the movie. I'm guessing he's from the movie, considering he's here, but I honestly don't know. Apparently he's got a gang of yes men, I guess. I don't know, but he's here. He doesn't even have an ace card? Jeez, how lame of a character is he? Alright, well, let's collect the icon at the very least. And, before we go and look at the level up rewards, this is something I forgot to do. Let's check out their special card drops. So let's get Scud out of the way. He has all new cards across the board, but I'm willing to bet that the normals and the rares are probably kind of bad. So to start with, we have Turtle Raccoon, a level 3 Water Aqua normal monster with 700 attack, 900 defense. We have level 3 Gate Deeg, a Dark Beast with 700 attack, 800 defense, also normal monster, also kind of meh. And moving on to the rares, we now have Spikebot, a level 5 Dark Machine, normal monster, 1800 attack, 1700 defense. Sensing a pattern here. Togex, ow, just hit the desk. Level 5 Earth Beast, 1600 attack, 1800 defense. Garbage. And Barrel Rock, level 4 Earth Rock, normal monster, 1000 attack, 1300 defense. Okay, so pretty much all of his normals and all of his rares are garbage. Hoping the super rares and ultra rares are better. So to start with, we have DD Trainer, which is actually okay. Level 1 Dark Fiend, it's another normal monster, but it has 100 attack and 2000 defense. So I'm always cool with normal monsters that have really high of one stat, or one stat that is really high. That's proper English. The next super rare is Minar, or or something like that. A level 3 Earth Insect, 850 attack, 750 defense. When this card is discarded directly from your hand to the graveyard by an effect of a card controlled by your opponent, inflict 1000 points of damage to your opponent's life points. Okay, that can actually work kind of well in what's that archetype? The one that has all the fiends that are named after colors. Dark World, that's it. Because there's that Ceruli card, which it's a Ceruli something of Dark World, and it says when it's discarded to the graveyard, you can special summon it to your opponent's field, and it then makes you discard another card. But since it technically counts as an opponent's card at that point, it activates other monsters' effects. So typically it's used to discard something like, say, Rainbow, Overlord of Dark World, I think it's called, which can then special summon itself, because it was technically discarded by an opponent's card effect. But you could use it to discard Minar and do 1000 points of effect damage. I mean, now I say it out loud, it feels like a little bit of a waste, but there's potential there, I'm sure. Continuing on, we have Soul Tiger, a level 4 Earth Beast, normal monster, no attack, 2100 defense. Again, alright. I'm cool with all those super rares. Then finally, his ultra rare, is Tyrant's Tantrum. Continuous trap card. Activate by tributing 2 monsters. Your opponent cannot activate a spell card unless they also send 1 spell card from the deck to the graveyard. This could actually be really good in any kind of deck that relies on tokens. Because you can just tribute the tokens, you don't really have to worry about that. Or just tribute any monsters whose effect activate by being tributed. And then your opponent has to pay a really heavy cost to activate any spell cards. Like, seriously, like sending a spell card from their deck to the graveyard, it not only, takes away a spell card in the future, but here's the thing. If they don't have any spell cards left in their deck, they just can't play any spell cards anymore. So, that's actually kind of a cool trap. Alright. Half of your rewards stink, but half of them are alright. Moving on now to Mokuba. He has the movie version of Mokuba and Kaiba, I did notice, have quite a bit of overlap with their regular dual monsters, Duel World counterparts. Saying Duel Monsters feels weird, but that's how the original series is distinguished from the others. So I'm just going to be reading the new copies, or the new cards specifically. So there are 2 super rares and an ultra rare. To begin with, we have Thunder Dragon Discharge, a continuous trap. The activation of your Thunder type monster's effects cannot be negated. Cool, Thunder support. Once per turn, if a Thunder Dragon monster is normal or special summoned to your field, you can target 1 spell trap on the field. Banish 1 Thunder-type monster from your deck, and if you do, destroy that target. Alright, that's pretty cool. I think there's some Thunders that are okay with being banished. I can't remember, though. It's been a while since I've looked at them, but... Continuing on, we next have Thunder Dragon Matrix. Level 1 Light Thunder, no attack, 2000 defense. As a quick effect, you can discard this card, then target 1 Thunder-type monster you control, and it gains 500 attack. And that seems to be just permanent, which is pretty cool. If this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Thunder Dragon Matrix from your deck to your hand. You can only use 1 Thunder Dragon Matrix effect per turn, and only once that turn. Okay, so you could, for example, banish a Dragon Matrix to destroy an opponent's spell trap card, and then you can add another Dragon Matrix to your hand, and then just have a potential 500 point buff for any of your Thunders. It's kind of a nice combo. And then finally, his ultra rare is Thunder Dragon Dark, a level 5 Dark Thunder, 1600 attack, 1500 defense, obviously meant to kind of emulate the old school Thunder Dragons, which actually makes a lot of sense considering what the new super rares are. Quick effect, you can discard this card, add 1 Thunder Dragon Dark from your deck to your hand. If this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Thunder Dragon card from your deck to your hand, except Thunder Dragon Dark. You can only use 1 Thunder Dragon Dark effect per turn, and only once that turn. Alright, so I know that the original Thunder Dragons were level 5 Light Thunders with the same stats as this thing, 1600, 1500. But their effect said you can discard 1 and then add up to 2 copies of Thunder Dragon from your deck to your hand, so it's actually kind of decent for helping to thin out your deck a little bit. And it kind of looks like Dragon Dark does the same thing. Because you draw 1, discard it, add a Thunder Dragon Dark, discard that, add your 3rd Thunder Dragon Dark. And then technically speaking, I think even if they're banished out of the graveyard, you can then just search out other Thunder Dragons from your deck regardless, so... Yeah, lots of thinning potential there with Mokuba. That's actually kind of cool. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. And moving on now to Kaiba. Again, he's got quite a bit of overlap. This super rare is actually not a new one. This is something that you can also get by dueling the regular Kaiba. I have just never gotten him to drop a copy. Basically, it's just Wingbeat of Giant Dragon, spell card, turn a level 5 or higher Dragon type monster you control to the hand, and if you do, you destroy all spell and trap cards on the field. Pretty straightforward. Actually, now that I think about it, it would work pretty well with that alternative evolution skill, the one that turns a Blue Eyes White Dragon to a Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon. since you could do that, play Wingbeat, return the alternative dragon to your hand, destroy all spell and trap cards on the field, and then just use alternative's effect, reveal a regular Blue Eyes, and special summon it. So you technically don't even lose anything. Damn it, now I really want some copies of this. Anyway, the new super rares. The first one is Dark Sacrifice, regular trap card. When your opponent activates a card or effect that would destroy a card on the field, negate the effect, then send one level 3 or lower dark monster from your deck to your graveyard. Alright. Interesting. I see that does combo with the Saggy the Dark Clown that you can win off of him at least, but I'm sure there's plenty of other better dark monsters you can use. And the other super rare is this thing, Crystal Dragon. Level 6 Light Dragon, 2500 attack, 1000 defense. Once per turn during your battle step, if this card battled this turn, you can add one level 8 dragon type monster from your deck to your hand. Obviously meant to help you search out Blue Eyes. Now the ultra rare, I actually saw an AI Kaiba use this against me once. Assault Wyvern. Level 4 Light Dragon, 1800 attack, 1000 defense, so very respectable card just based on the stats. But more importantly, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you contribute this card to special summon any dragon type monster from your hand or graveyard except for Assault Wyvern. So you have Blue Eyes in your hand, Assault Wyvern destroys an opponent's monster, you tribute it, get your Blue Eyes. Revive your Blue Eyes from the graveyard. Maybe even revive, like, Blue Eyes Ultimate. I'm always a little iffy on rules for, like, reviving fusion monsters out of your graveyard. I know there's some circumstances where you just can't regardless, but it's a great card. It's a great card for Dragon decks. But, reward cards out of the way. Let's go ahead and take a look at these two new characters. So we know Mokuba has another copy of the Blue Eyes, of the movie Blue Eyes, or Neo Blue Eyes, or however you want to distinguish it from the 3 other card arts in the game. You also get this Tri-Horned Dragon, which is, compared to a Blue Eyes, not worth it, but it's not terrible. It's not another level 8 dragon, almost as strong as a Blue Eyes, but not quite. But as expected, everything else is kind of bad. And might as well look at Scud's deck while we're here. Does he have anything useful? Nope. No. No. The strongest thing in his starting deck is a 1200 point monster. No ace card it seems either, so... excuse me. Just stifled the yawn. Alright. Looking at Mokuba's level ups. At level 3 we get... I've never known how to pronounce this thing's name. Gyakuteno Megami. Level 6 Light Fairy, 1800 attack, 2000 defense. Not great, I guess. Level 4 we get See You Later, free skill, which does... there it is. Select one monster you control and who you are the original owner of. Return the selected monster to the hand. The skill can only be used once per duel. Okay. I mean, I guess that's good if your opponent does something to your monster, like they equip it with a Mask of the Accursed, or do something to keep it from attacking, or otherwise... Actually, you could use that to counter Floodgates. Like, your opponent Floodgates a monster, and... I mean, returning it right away won't be fantastic, because your field might be wide open, but... something. Interesting. Moving on. At level 7, we get a Magma Dragon, which is a level 4 Fire Worm, 1600 attack, 1200 defense. When this card is special summoned, you can target one Worm-type monster in your graveyard except Magma Dragon. Special summon it in defense position, but its effects are negated. You can only use this effect with Magma Dragon once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters at the turn you activate this effect except Worm-type monsters. Oh. You know, and I fought back, just fought back. Level 10 we get another Megami. Level 11 we get Thunder Dragon Roar. Right? Apparently there's a whole new archetype of Thunder Dragons that I never knew existed. Level 6 Dark Thunder, 2400 attack, 0 defense. You can discard this card. Add to your hand one of your Thunder Dragon cards that is banished or in your graveyard except Thunder Dragon Roar. If this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one Thunder Dragon monster from your deck in defense position, but return it to the hand during the end phase. You can only use one Thunder Dragon Roar effect per turn and only once that turn. Alright, so that does combo with the Thunder Dragon Discharge. You banish a Dragon Roar, take out an opponent's spell card, and then set a Thunder, or not set, but put a Thunder Dragon in defense position during your opponent's turn. Alright, that's not too bad. Level 13 we get Draw Sense Light. Level 14 is another Megami. Level 16 is another Ruins of the Divine Dragon Lords. I really love this card. I was using this in the Blue Eyes deck with Kaiba. This is a continuous spell. If a monster is special summoned except from the graveyard while you control a level 7 or 8 dragon type monster, that face-up special summoned monster has its effects negated until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. Additionally, once per turn, you can send one other face-up card you control to the graveyard, special summon one Dragon Lord token, dragon type light level 1, no attack and defense. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send one level 7 or 8 dragon type monster from your hand or face-up from your field to the graveyard to add this card to your hand. The reason I like this card, and the reason that I was using it with Blue Eyes, is that there's some monsters in the game called Paladin of Felgrand and Guardian of Felgrand. And what happens is when you play them, they can equip a level 7 or 8 dragon to themselves from certain locations. So, for example, Paladin can do it from either your hand or your deck. Additionally, both of them also say that you can tribute themselves and one other monster you control to then special summon a level 7 or 8 dragon from your graveyard. So what you would do is, say I would play Paladin, equip it with a Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then using that second effect of Ruins of the Divine Dragon Lords, I would get rid of the Blue Eyes equipped to summon a token, and then immediately tribute the Paladin and the token for the Blue Eyes. So it's kind of convoluted, I will admit, but it is a good way of just seeking out your Blue Eyes immediately, so I'm stoked that you can get a third copy, technically, since I think you can actually get 2 from regular Mokuba. Except, yeah, it is 2, because that's where I got my 2, so anyway. Level 18, we get another Thunder Dragon Roar. Level 20, we get Decoy Tactics, which says, can be used when your life points decrease by 1500. Play one Decoy Dragon from outside of your deck in defense position. You cannot special summon any monsters other during the turn you activate this skill. Does that mean any monsters period, or is that supposed to be like any monsters other than dragon type, for example? This skill will only activate if you begin the duel with a deck that has 5 or more dragon type monsters with different names, and the skill can only be used once per duel. Okay. And Decoy Dragon is a level 2 Fire Dragon, 300 attack, 200 defense. If this card is targeted for an attack, target one level 7 or higher dragon type monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, change the attack target to it and perform damage calculation. That's actually kind of cool. So long as you have empty space on your field and powerful dragons in your graveyard, you can just keep changing your opponent's attacks to the strong dragons instead of Decoy Dragon. That can actually be a pretty strong attack deterrent, actually. Just pop my finger. Alright, level 21 we get another Magma Dragon, level 23 another Thunder Dragon Roar, 25 is our third Magma Dragon, and then finally at level 30 we get Thunder Dragon's 100 Thunders. Regular trap card, target one Thunder type monster in your graveyard, special summon it, then you can special summon as many monsters with that same name as possible from your graveyard. The monsters special summoned by this effect are banished when they leave the field, and also while they are face up on the field you cannot special summon monsters except for Thunder type monsters. You can only activate one Thunder Dragon's 100 Thunders per turn. Okay, so I guess the idea is that you would use some combination of effects to say, put all 3 of your Thunder Dragon Roars in the graveyard, and then use 100 Thunders to special summon them all at once. Alright. Seems a little complicated to get 3 2400 attack point monsters, but it's something, at least. Now look at the rest of his skills. We have Life Point Boost Alpha, we got a couple of Draw Senses, Gem Dragon Go. If your deck contains 3 or more monsters listed below, you will have improved chances of having a normal monster in your starting hand. Either Hyozanru, Luster Dragon number 2, Luster Dragon 1, or Alexandrite Dragon. Alright, fair enough. That's kind of cool. Decoy Tactics we saw, you're powerless. Select one spell trap card your opponent controls that targets a monster you control. Negate the selected card until the end of the turn. Alright, so that again counters like Mask of the Accursed. I thought there was... I'm sure there's something else, I just can't think of it. We checked out See You Later, and then, yeah, Dragonic Rebirth and Dragonic Reincarnation are skills that he shares with Kaiba. And now let's go ahead and take a look at you. So, wow, you don't even have that complex of a character description, jeez. So, level 3, he gets Baron of the Fiend Sword. Level 4, Dark Fiend, 1550 attack, 800 defense. There's some Fiend support, I think. Level 4, he gets a skill called Attack Charge, which... one face-up monster you control gains the current turn count times 100 attack until the end of the turn. The skill can only be used once per duel. Alright, that's actually not too bad of a skill. Like if it's turn 8 or turn 10, it's 800 and 1000 attack points respectively. It's not terrible. Level 7, we get Battle Footballer. Level 4, Fire Machine, 1000 attack, 2100 defense. Yeah, it's better than Baron. Lots of defense, so it's okay. Level 10, we get Mine Golem. Level 3, Earth Rock, 1000 attack, 1900 defense. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Alright. Set it in defense mode, acts as a little bit of a deterrent to being attacked, since it will do some small amount of effect damage to them when it's destroyed. 11 is another Baron of the Fiend Sword. Level 13, we get Extra Pain. When you deal battle damage to your opponent, deal an additional 50 damage. This skill will not activate if your opponent has 1000 or less life points. A little extra chip damage, that's not terrible. 14 is another Battle Footballer, 16 is another Mine Golem. Come on, scroll, thank you. 18 we get another Baron, 20 we get Life Charge. Increase your life points by the current turn count times 200. This skill can only be used once per duel. That might actually be very good for farming certain characters. Because I'm thinking back to those decks that relied on Winged Dragon of Frost / Neoparshoth the Sky Paladin. So, ideally in those decks you would have something like Golden Ladybug to continually increase your life points so that Ra or Neoparshoth get a whole bunch of attack points when you finally end the duel. This can also kind of help, so, you know, if you're a little bit behind, gives you a nice boost. And I'm trying to think, like, realistically, say it takes you to turn 34. Actually, yeah, that's 6,800 life points if you activate it on the final turn of a farming duel situation like that, so that's actually a decently good skill. Scud might actually be kind of okay for farming. Anyway, level 21 we get another Battle Footballer, 23 we get Tyrant's Temper. Continuous trap card. Tribute one monster to activate this card. All face-up monsters on the field that you own are unaffected by other trap cards. That's actually pretty cool. Because it doesn't say that the traps have to target. It's just they're unaffected. So Wall of Disruption doesn't work. Drowning Mirror Force doesn't work. That's a good trap. 25 we get another Mind Golem, and at 30 we get a second copy of Tyrant's Temper. So, alright, maybe a joke character, but fair amount of decent rewards. Let's see, reload, a couple of life point boosts, or all 3 life point boosts. He actually gets the synchro summoning themed skill level reduction, which is weird for a character who's not from 5Ds, but alright. Draw sense low level, draw pass, and it looks like his only other... Oh wait, no, hold on. Alpha, Beta, Gamma. Hold up. So life point boost Alpha just gives you a bonus 1,000. Beta gives you 1,500, but reduces your hand by your starting hand by 1 card. Gamma gives you 2,500, but reduces your starting hand by 2. But then there's these. Life point boost Omega and life point boost Psi, I think? Epsilon? I'll look it up, but what do these do? Increases starting life points by 3,500, reduces hand by 3 cards. So let me guess. Yeah, life point boost Omega increases starting life points by 5,000, but reduces your, but basically means you don't start with a hand. And oh, looks like Movie Seto and Movie Mokuba get it too. I must have just not been paying attention and thought that life point boost Omega was life point boost Gamma. All right, interesting. Anyway. Looks like the final skill we haven't looked at is Smile Bright. At the beginning of your turn, your opponent just takes 50 damage. The skill will not activate if your opponent has 1,000 or less life points. Alright. Interesting skills, interesting level up stuff. Yeah, joke character, but good stuff at the very least. So, that basically wraps up the summary / intro to this new Duel World. We looked at the characters, we looked at some of the new cards, the new abilities, and all that. So, yeah, with that, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all had a great time, and I hope you all have a great day. And of course, as soon as I hit the button to stop recording, I remember that I forgot to show off the deck that I used to banish all those cards to start unlocking Scud in the first place. So I'll just go over that really super quick. I got it right here. Again, the original recipe is over on the Duel Links meta website. I'm completely blanking on the name of the person who posted it in the comments, but I will be sure to include that name in the description. But the deck basically kind of looks like this. So the main idea is that you use this against a level 10 Taya, because there are no monsters in her deck that have more than 1,000 attack points, and she has a whole lot of them. So the way that the deck works is that ideally you will have a Worm Lynx relatively soon off the bat. You will play it face down. Because it is level 10, the AI will stupidly attack into it with whatever monster it has, probably damaging herself in the process, and that will consequently trigger Worm Lynx's effect, which basically makes you draw a card during the end phase of every turn. This will help you get through your deck faster and start collecting cards. Additionally, I have some good Goblin Housekeepings in this deck just to increase the draw rate, primarily because Lava Golem here is very key to the deck strategy. Now, the original recipe calls for 3, and if you have more copies of it, you are more than welcome to add them to increase your chances of drawing a Lava Golem. But it's perfectly you can easily make do with just 1. And Lava Golem cannot be normal summoned or set, and instead you special summon it from your hand to your opponent's field by tributing 2 of their monsters. It does use up your normal summon set for the turn, and during each of the controller's standby phases they take 1,000 damage. But the main idea is that you will let the really bad level 10 AI use Lava Golem to set off this quick play spell, Inferno Tempest. It's a quick play spell, so you can activate it right after Lava Golem attacks, and it says that when you take 3,000 or more battle damage from one attack, you can activate this card, which removes all monsters in each player's deck and graveyard from play. So basically, you use Worm Links to stall until you can set up a Lava Golem and you have an Inferno Tempest. You will then switch Links into attack mode, attack one of Teya's monsters, just to get it out of the way so that Lava Golem can do a direct attack for the full 3000. Obviously, special summon Lava Golem into Teya's side of the field during that same turn. When Teya's turn starts, she will always attack you with Lava Golem first. Right afterwards, right after she attacks with Lava Golem, you activate Inferno Tempest. I've seen it take out anywhere from 10 to 13 cards from Teya's deck, probably more the faster you happen to activate this combo. But yeah, that'll generally leave her with anywhere from 0 to 2 cards left in her deck, and at that point you can just kind of stall out against the Lava Golem, particularly if you have a Soul Absorption active before you do the whole banishing, because Soul Absorption gives you 500 life points for every card that's banished. So just taking out 10 cards of Teya's, that gives you an instant 5,000 life points. You can also use Enchanted Javelin to gain 3,000 life points right before Lava Golem's attack connects, to just kind of negate any actual damage being done to you while still satisfying the conditions for Inferno Tempest. And finally, we have Gyroid. He says, once per turn, this card can't be destroyed by battle. It has 1000 defense, so none of Teya's monsters can actually fully destroy it. It's a perfect wall to keep the Lava Golem from attacking you after you special summon it and do the whole banishing thing. And then the Good Goblin Housekeepings, like I said, are just additional draw power. Plus, if you have only the one Lava Golem, they kind of help make sure that Lava Golem will never be the final card at the bottom of your deck. And just because there is the rare occasion where sometimes I ran out of cards before Teya did, I added some Pot of Benevolences just to throw spell and trap cards from my graveyard back into my deck and make sure that I didn't accidentally deck out first. That's the general gist of this whole deck. I used it the entire time. It works like a dream. Still basically means you have to duel a level 10 Teya about 30 times or so, but that's what you have to do to banish 300 cards. I'm sure there's other strategies. If you don't happen to have a Lava Golem, you will get one copy of it just by unlocking Yami Merrick. I'm pretty sure he's gate available now, so totally within reach. Honestly, the Gyroids might be the biggest problem, just because they're a random drop from beating Cyrus at the gate. So you don't have Gyroid, this deck might be trickier to pull off, but again, the Soul Absorption will often give you anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 life points, just because it will count a couple of your cards to get banished too. So between that and the Enchanted Javelins, you should be able to heal enough to keep the Lava Golem at bay for the 1 or 2 turns it takes to just burn away at Teya, or for her to just not have any cards left to draw or anything like that. So, alright. Yeah. So now, with that, it is actually time to end the video. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a great time, and I hope you all have a great day. And I will see you all in the next one.